This is my bestie. And I also have 2 more besties in the studio. Has the college experience been what you expected?
I feel like no.
We're so good at our jobs.
That's good. Just consuming media.
We're so good at that. We're so good at consuming and critiquing media.
I mean, has it met your expectations? Like the friendship experience, I guess?
It was a lot more difficult than I expected.
Oh,
I have to disagree.
Like
you're
A
just
lot of
wrong.
hot takes
You
from
were
you
just
tonight,
wrong.
Seth.
I'm sorry. I no, incorrect.
Hey, homebodies.
Welcome back to the Introvert City podcast, where we discuss culture, media, and faith from the perspective of
An introvert's
complex
complex
mind. Oh,
So, I don't know if you guys can tell, but we do have some guests in the studio today,
Hi.
and I'm really excited to introduce them. But before we jump into the episode dynamic, we just want to highlight something that's coming up, which is our very first live podcast recording with a live in-studio audience. This is happening Friday, February 21st. In a world where faith is often politicized and media-driven, we want to highlight the quiet work of those who serve behind the scenes, caring for the marginalized, meeting needs of our city, and forming authentic healing relationships. We've invited 3 guest speakers who work in local small businesses and nonprofits to share their story of serving the underserved. And we're hoping that this event will ignite conversation about faith in action, cultural division, and impact. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, sounds like a conversation you'd like to take part in, we would love to have you on the campus of Lancaster Bible College, or if you're not in the area, to stream live. And there's more information to come out about that. We're super excited. It's so cool that we got to plan something like this and bring something like this to life through the process of starting recording the podcast about 2 years ago. So it's very exciting.
no, yeah, it's really cool. I've gone through like a myriad of emotions in the past few weeks about it, because it's like you feel so nervous,
Yeah.
but also it's incredibly exciting. And did you like the way I used that word, myriad?
Yeah, I
I
did.
used it on purpose. But I went through a lot of emotions definitely doing this, because for one, it's exciting, but I've been very anxious about it, because this is going to be my first time doing something like this. But also, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited to do it with my bestie.
Aw.
Okay, so this is my bestie. And I also have 2 more besties in the studio. That was a great segue. I'm so proud of you. All right, so for those of you who don't know, I'm in my last year of school, and I'm a communication major. And part of that process, part of the requirement process for my degree was getting involved in something communication driven on campus, and I chose to do a live radio show, which is actually what sparked my interest for doing a podcast recording and all that. But for the last 2 years, I've been doing a radio show with my 2 best friends from the communication department. And our show has been so much fun, so life-giving, and I always get positive feedback from family and friends who listen, and it's just so much fun. And I feel like we just let loose and let people kind of get an insight to what's going on. So I thought it would be so fun if we did a little collaboration. So Jay and Naomi.
Hi.
You guys are so cute and podcast coded. I love it.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Not again.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, comment down below.
So if the vibe of this episode is too laughy for you, I'm sorry. You can go listen to one of our more serious ones. So our radio show is called NJC, double meaning. I was going to say use a bigger word for meaning, but I didn't.
Double meaning.
Double meaning.
Yeah.
What's it? Double entendre? Is that what you
I was
say?
hoping you would say that. Entendre.
So N for Naomi, J for Jay, and C for Carina. And we also talk about novels, journals, and critiques. You like that creativity, don't you?
Oh, that's good. That's pretty good.
You didn't know that?
Oh, I'm just agreeing that it's good. I didn't realize it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that's really good.
So I'm so grateful you guys are here. I'm so
Yay.
grateful for the impact you guys have had in my life. And so I just wanted to open up the conversation on the podcast and have you guys on. So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yay! So first question we ask all of our guests, are you an introvert or an extrovert, and how does that affect your life?
Oh,
Whoever wants to go first.
I'm definitely an introvert. Though you can attest to the first year I knew both of them. I did not speak to them. I only thought they were really cool, and yeah, that was about it. I'd say I've become more extroverted in the last probably like year, but yeah, I definitely need that alone time to kind of reset at the end of every day, and if I don't have it, I'm terrible to be around, I have to say.
I'm the same.
I think I'd say I'm definitely more of an extrovert, but this winter have definitely been prioritizing my alone time, which is new for me, but I like being around people.
Really? I thought you were always more introverted.
Not really.
Okay. So what has that looked like prioritizing your alone time?
Just like making sure I don't make plans with people every single night of the week. I need at least 2 nights of the week where it's just me and myself.
Yeah. There you go.
That's very fair.
Sounds kind of ambiverted to me. Maybe you should take the personality test.
Sorry, I didn't.
Okay, so we have that established. Now, I wanted to go into kind of the college experience. And we all had sort of different upbringings. We can go into that if we want to. But has the college experience been what you expected?
I feel like no. I don't know. In my head, I feel like there was, like, you know how TV and movies advertise what college is going to be like. Not the case. But I will say I always thought college was going to, like, I'd have a lot more freedom, and I definitely do. And I really enjoy that part. But I thought I'd be, like, in giant classes, like, if anyone knows SAC 101 Fishbowl, I thought that's what every single classroom looked like. And I was shocked when I found out that that is definitely not the case.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a lot more reading than I thought there would be.
Yeah. Which you're real life Belle, so
Yeah.
Thanks,
the reading
but, like,
is okay.
Not fun reading. Not good reading.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
No, I'd say a little bit of both. I definitely thought I'd have a ton of friends and I'd be going on these crazy adventures, which I definitely have, but it's also been a lot like quieter than I expected. Like, I don't know why I thought I'd be staying up until like 2 a.m. every single night, just like hanging out all night, late night studying, but it really hasn't been like that. It's been a lot calmer than I expected, which has been good.
Yeah.
So.
I always like pictured myself being in college, and I talked about this last episode that I am so futuristic, and when I was in elementary school I couldn't wait to get to high school, and then I couldn't wait to get to college. Like I remember dreaming every day of what college would be like, and yeah, I thought it would be super social, and like I would be super studious and going to the cafes all the time and having my laptop open all the time, which I do have my laptop open all the time.
Yes.
Google Calendar is always tab number 1.
Or Dressed to Impress.
We haven't played in so long.
I miss
When
it.
are we playing?
Take
I
you
don't
back.
know.
But yeah, I will say I feel like my thinking has been challenged, and I appreciate that. And I don't know if that's necessarily from classes I chose or just from life experience. Maybe one or the other, maybe a combo. But yeah, and no one could have prepared me for the feeling of being in college. It's I feel like I'm grieving my childhood, and
So true.
at the same time I'm anticipating my future, and but I'm also trying to be in control and nitpicking everything, and that's why I get so sad when I think about the fact that you guys are leaving me, and I'm trying to tell myself that it's going to be okay and we're going to stay in touch, but it's just it's hard. I think when you're someone like me and you're a control freak and all you think about is the future, and it's very hard to be present in the moment. No one prepared me for how to deal with that, I guess. So that's something I'm still navigating, and I would say that's the biggest struggle of being in college. It's that you learn so much about yourself, and no one can necessarily prepare you or teach you about that because it's yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I would definitely say I thought I'd be doing, I don't know how this sounds, but a lot more like textbook learning, and that hasn't been the case. I haven't like on paper learned a lot more than I did in high school, but definitely grown through just
That's
life
good.
experience.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad. There's been a lot of experiences here, but
Yeah.
it's definitely made me into the person I am today. And I think overall, I'm happy to be where I am at, even if there were obstacles along the way.
So real.
I love that.
Honestly, I don't think I could have said it better.
Your comment reminded me of the film Meet the Robinsons.
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
You haven't seen
You
it,
guys
Jay?
could watch that for
Wait, is that
a
the
girls'
animated
night.
Yeah.
one? Oh, it kind of always freaked me out. I can't.
Can
The
we
animation's
watch
a little
that?
freaky.
No, it's so
You guys could watch
good.
that for a girls' night.
We
Our
should.
girls, you can
No,
come
for
if you
your
want.
girls'
But
Girls' night plus that.
Yeah.
You and me and me and you and your friend Seth. Do Seth.
Not just making that TikTok. That's a great
But
movie.
It's a great movie.
just on like a serious note, I feel like in that film, the idea of focusing on your future and your past and staying current with your present is really prevalent. And we actually watched it recently, and I would actually agree with the idea that it's really hard to necessarily forget or want to move on from your past and simply look to your future. But also it is important to take some of the struggle from your past and take it into your future with you. And that's part of what the present is. The present is a mixture of both of those two.
Mm.
You know, you can't have a present without having a future or a past. So I think both the future and the past are important, but they have to mix together, or else you are kind of living in a loop of being scared for your future and wanting to go back to the past, or being upset about what happened in the past and feeling like that's going to shape your future.
That's so hard
So
because
you just
I
need to keep moving forward.
Yeah,
The ending always makes me so emotional with that movie.
yeah. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
Jay.
Required.
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
Our imaginary list. Gets
Yes.
I have a
longer
list.
every
Yeah.
day.
Do you have the list?
I have a list of things that I personally need to watch.
Yeah.
We need
Love
a
that.
girlies list.
I think I have one on my phone. I think we've watched like half of them though. We're doing
Okay,
good.
wow.
We're
We're
doing
so
pretty
good at our jobs.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just consuming media.
We're so good at that. We're so good at consuming and critiquing media.
Yeah, we are.
If I got paid
my
for
job.
consuming and critiquing media, I'd be making millions.
Just have a
Same.
YouTube channel. Start one right now.
When are we making one?
And what if we did?
One day we're gonna have to actually do it.
You should. I don't know why you guys haven't. Sit in your apartment, your cutesy apartment, and
know.
prop up your phone and be like, "Hey guys," and
Hey,
then
y'all. Welcome back.
Oh, hey gamers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
When are we playing Five Nights at Freddy's? I'm getting off subject, but I really want to play that game with you.
Guys, we did an episode about that.
we did.
You did?
I
I need to listen to it now.
Oh my gosh, I remember doing it was like a year
when the movie came out.
year and a half ago or something.
Yeah.
And it's
That came out a year ago?
So out of our
Yeah,
target
it's been a
audience. It's
while.
crazy that we posted that.
I'm so happy you did. I'm the target.
It was a
audience.
shorty, a biddy. We were doing a series called
It's only
Introvert
like 10
Biddies.
minutes.
Bring
15
back
minutes
the
maybe.
Introvert City Biddies. As the number one fan, I need more content. I need more bite-sized biddy content.
Okay, do people actually listen to 10-minute podcasts? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's the polar opposite end of the 4-hour podcast round table.
Yeah.
Those stress me out.
Yeah.
I feel like
just
if I'm going to listen to a podcast, I want to listen to all of it all at once and not
Right.
have to stop. So I feel like a solid 10 to 30 minutes. That's good.
I really like this media conversation, but I want to ask one more question just about your college experience before we jump into that.
Yeah.
How has it been like making friends? And obviously you guys are all friends. How has your experience been? Was it like really difficult at first, or did you find it relatively easy?
Okay, so story time. So I walked in to be a writing tutor on before the first week of school, and I immediately Jay and I don't know, you know when you really like someone's outfit and you want to tell them and you want to
Yeah.
be friends with them, but
Yeah.
you're scared. That's kind of what happened. So we just sat next to each other, and then I saw her the first day of classes, and I was like, oh, I know this person already. So I sat next to her, and then capiche, the
Yeah.
next day we were wearing matching orange pants.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I always saw Naomi, and I wanted to be
Yes.
best friends with her so bad. And then it just happened naturally our second year.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely not like how it is in the movies.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
You haven't talked about your college experience either.
You know what's really funny? I feel like whenever I hear like women talk about their friendship experience, it's like, she was so pretty. I wanted to talk to her, but I couldn't, and I was so nervous. But like with me and my guy friends, it's like we'll play like a game of maybe football or something, or watch a movie and then say that was fun, and then we'll do it again.
Yeah.
That
Like
sounds
Football.
there's or just like I like to play sports with my friends, like
Yeah.
maybe with Conlon or JoJo or whatever,
Yeah.
or just
That's so funny because that's literally how you became friends with Josiah.
no yeah
You were
basically
like, let's do that again.
yeah. It's like, but not saying that guy friendships aren't as in depth as women friendships are, but
No,
just
that's
that,
so true.
just that it's just like I was talking to a guy friend of mine the other day, and I just realized that it was like we didn't really have a moment where I saw him and I was like, oh, I really want to be friends with that guy. It was more of like we spoke and we were like, let's go out again, and it
Solid.
just kept
worked.
happening.
Love that.
But also I love the way you guys became friends too. So it's valid.
Yeah.
My college experience has been all online, so I mean, it's not really a college experience.
Yeah.
My college experience has been through you. So, like,
Well,
most
I
of
do
my
take him on
friends,
campus a lot.
like most of my friends that I've met after I had stopped going to high school, because my last 2 years were fully virtual, were really like friends that I met through you who are now in college that I'm like, oh yeah, they're my college buddies, but they were really your high school friends, and now they're my buddies as I'm in that young adult stage. So.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you guys though? Has it met your expectations? Like the friendship experience, I guess?
It was a lot more difficult than I expected. Like, aside from you, year one, I don't think I talked to a single person, and I got kicked out of a couple friend groups, and that kind of hurt. But now I have a really solid group of friends, and I really love them. and it got better.
I also
Like-
want to say that that's crazy that happened in college. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, that feels so elementary to me. What do you mean we're going to
Does
have cliques as we're
Yeah.
18 years old?
Like, that was kind of crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, freshman Jay was freaking out over a lot of things with friends, but like
Valid.
it gets better. It
Yeah,
really
it
did get
does.
better.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's going to help somebody. Because
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, I was friends with you, but then I would talk to you and I would leave campus and I would be like, what is the point of this? And I was also not living here, so it was different.
Yeah.
But really, I feel like my friendship started to become solidified like the end of my second year. So it definitely
Yeah.
takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I had people I hung out with first year, but we weren't like super close friends. And I did also see you guys and be like, they're so cool. I want to hang out with them. But I was just too intimidated. And I was like, they're too cool. I can't talk to them.
Yeah.
But I was also just like really shy. Like, I think COVID during high school just really did a number on me being able to socialize in like any capacity. Because I was online for like a year and a half of school. So I did my senior year back in high school, but I was only there for a half day because I was dual enrolled in college. So I wasn't really around a lot of people my age. And then college came and I was like, this is overwhelming. So I was here for just class and then I went home, which isn't the way to make friends. Surprise, surprise. But it took me, I think, to like second year, maybe like halfway through second year. That's when we were really like bonded as friends. Yeah.
So now you guys we're graduating a semester apart. Do you have ambitions that you're really excited about, or what are you looking forward to, and what are you going to take with you from your college experience?
I don't think I have any clear ambitions in front of me other than just get a job that I like, that's in my field that we learned about, hopefully. There's just so much going on and has been going on in the last couple months of my life, my family's lives. Just trying to like see one foot in front of me has been the goal. Yeah. So I think that's where I'm at as far as like jobs. I don't really have many ambitions.
Oh, I'm not
as
asking
far as
you
that.
like to pick a job. Trust me, I'm tired of people asking me that.
Yeah. So I think as far as that, that's where I'm at. But
Yeah.
you said what I'm gonna take away from college.
You're like, take with you.
Just friends, you guys. I was talking to my dad a couple months ago, and I forget the situation, but he was like, these are friends you're gonna have for the rest of your life. And I was like, you're right. And then I started crying. It was a whole thing.
That is so real.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever listened to New Year's Day by Taylor Swift?
I listened to it today. It's so sad.
You know, but she just kind of goes, please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I could recognize anywhere.
Oh, you say that all the time.
Yeah.
It makes me sad. Love those crying with your dad conversations.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They are.
As in crying with my dad.
Shout out dads.
Just dads in
Shout out dads who
general.
cry.
Yes. Yeah, what about you, Jay?
I want a day off.
Yeah.
I am excited to not have my life ruled by my Canva to-do list.
Real.
And hypothetically, I'll have a job, and maybe that's grant writing, working for nonprofits, making a difference in the world. Or maybe I'll just do social media management, which isn't
You
ideal.
can still make a difference
Yeah.
in the
you
world.
can, and
Yeah.
you'd be good
That's
at
such
it.
a real statement you just said. That's why I laughed. I'm sorry. It's a real statement.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the serious stuff out of the way. So
Booyah.
let's talk about what media we're consuming.
Yay! My favorite topic.
So, for those of you who have not listened to NJC, which is none of you,
Maybe there's overlap. I'm definitely going to tell my parents about this.
Same.
oh yeah,
There'll be a couple.
target audience for NJC,
Jay's parents.
Jay's parents, my parents,
Occasionally my parents.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, Seth is an avid NJC listener.
Oh yeah.
Yay! Shout out Jennifer. Shout out Micah.
yes.
Have
So-
you guys?
Oh, go ahead.
Have you seen Timothée Chalamet on the Complete Unknown press tour? And he was in that vinyl record shop, and he just goes, "Shout out Beyonce, shout out high school science
Yeah.
teachers, shout out Milk Duds." That's me.
Oh, I love that. So, okay, like I said, for those who do not listen to NJC, you can listen on Thursday nights on lbcradio.live. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I don't know why I said it like that. We talk about the novels we read, the things we're journaling about or writing about or creating, and critiques, whether that be media critiques or societal critiques.
Favorite part.
So why don't we jump into our most recent media consumption, which was the Smile franchise. So I
many
had
thoughts.
Jay and Naomi over to watch the horror movie Smile Part 1 and 2. And listen, I never thought of myself as a horror movie person when I was little, and I still don't know if I would identify myself that way. Seth really loves horror movies, and oh gosh, this better not be controversial in the Christian community, because we're not talking about like demonic horror stuff. Well,
What?
I was gonna say. We
no.
kinda are.
I have convictions about the horror movies that I watch.
Mm-hmm.
I did not feel that Smile was outside of the box.
Not the box.
Was Hereditary outside of the box?
I don't know. The thing is, we just talked about this the other day. Horror movies, even they sit with you, and they have this way of like making you think about society. I feel like every horror movie has some type of underlying message about
Correct.
society or
Yeah.
about emotions that I feel like really, really can resonate with a lot of people if you set aside the jump scares and the unsettling, things. So I think there's a lot to take away actually from scary-ish or thriller movies, wherever your convictions may lie.
Well, most horror films that were the biggest horror films of their time reflect a common issue at the moment, or a common large scale event maybe.
Yeah.
For example, Godzilla represented World War II and like the bombings that happened in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, or Friday the 13th represented kids and abstinence. There's more, but
Yeah, no,
or generalized a lot of like other types of horror films about playing with Ouija boards and stuff represented the satanic panic movement. So a lot of horror films relatively stick to some sort of current cultural or social event, or event that's realistic for a lot of people, personified and showed physically through film.
Period.
8?
So
Period.
actually, Seth has introduced me to a lot of horror movies that I wouldn't have normally seen. Now, there's still some that I will never ever watch. But I just introduced the Smile franchise to Jay and Naomi this week. So I got your like kind of immediate thoughts, but now that you've gotten to let it marinate, what are you thinking?
Jay?
So I was really freaked out by it at first, and now looking back, I'm like, it wasn't even that serious. It wasn't even that scary, but it really has stuck with me. I was driving home from my house Sunday night, and I cut through a little neighborhood to get back to campus, and I just thought of that scene in the second one where she's just on the stage, and it's like the thing, and then it's her, and couldn't get that out of my head.
I'm sorry.
It really speaks to how well done the movies were, just like Hereditary. It like really sits with you. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I would say that I enjoyed it. Might never watch it again,
That's fine.
but I did have a good time
yes.
thinking back on it because I was hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. I love
And
it. And
Naomi Scott
She
slayed.
did.
you
very
notice so
talented.
many things in the cinematography that I
Yes.
didn't notice, which is why I love
Yeah.
watching movies with you, because you pick up on those things.
I like guessing plot
do.
twists. It's my
My-
favorite thing.
Yeah,
My
you
mom
do.
saw like the trailers, and I kept telling her, I'm like, that's the girl from Lemonade Mouth. And she's like, it is? And I'm like, she's like, I don't remember Lemonade Mouth. And I'm like, you remember she's Princess Jasmine?
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, she doesn't look the same at all. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if she doesn't look the same. That's her.
She literally
But
just cut her hair.
She just has blonde hair now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Did you like the movies?
I did like them. I'm definitely not a horror movie person, like
That's
in pretty much any aspect. But my thinking is, you guys generally are. No, you wouldn't define yourself as, but you watch them, and I would never watch them by myself. So the only time in my lifetime I'm gonna watch these is with you guys. So I might as well do it now. That's how I'm thinking about this. Do
Do you feel like it scares you, or are you just not interested? Like, why wouldn't you
I
say
can
that
watch
you-
it by myself, and like
Okay.
none of my other friends or family would ever watch horror movies. So it's like
Apparently
now or
your dad
never.
watches them.
By himself. Like, he just randomly was like, yeah, I watched Hereditary. And I'm like, when? He was like, yeah, I was just watched it by myself one night. And I'm like,
One night
Crazy.
is crazy.
crazy behavior.
Nighttime in the dark.
No.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I like watching them with you, and I like seeing how Jay reacts to stuff. It makes it funny, and then it takes me out of the movie, so I'm not scared because I'm noticing
so
you being
sorry.
scared. No, it helps me.
You guys should have seen. I let them pick Squishmallows for my room.
It was so fun.
And there were scenes where we all just had them up like this.
just the whole time. Yeah, I don't think I would have been good if I watched all the more gory parts, but not seeing those and like just kind of the plot. Yeah, I was fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I love the movies. Although I feel like I've seen them too many times to the point where I don't know if I will watch them again for a while, because they do spook you, you know, even if you watch them a bunch of times. But
I think you
they're
should
great
take
movies.
breaks in between taking. I just completely cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was done.
I think you should take breaks in between seeing, especially if they're like really, really scary.
100%.
Like for me, slasher films are not like, they're kind of goofy, most of them. So it's like you can watch like 10 slasher films in a row
100%.
and probably not like, you might feel a little unsafe in the dark and you're like, ooh, is there someone in my house? But like, I remember when I had a big do you want to talk?
No. I'm just raising my hand. So I'm just raising my hand so that I want to say something when you're done.
Episode
So that you can finish. Sorry,
okay.
I didn't mean to.
You guys never see that.
It's totally okay. It's totally okay.
Anyway, sorry. You were saying.
I was just saying, like, there was a time where I had a big obsession with analog horror, and I would watch, and I'd watched it a lot. Are you guys familiar with the term?
We did.
I listened to your episode.
We did an episode on it, yeah.
I used to be, in particular, I always was when I was younger with like Local 58, and I forget the other name of. There was a really popular one that started with W. But anyway, Taylor, you know what it is. You can pop the name.
Is
here.
it the one, the animatronics one?
No.
Okay, never mind.
That's the Walton Files, but it's not the Walton Files.
That one's
Taylor,
good.
it's another one. It's called the something. It's, you know what it is. You'll know what it is. Just put it bloop right here. Anyway, but I really liked it. But then like for a lot of people, Mandela Catalog came out.
That is so good.
Gemini Home Entertainment came out, and the Walton Files was popular, and analog horror really was like, it was good. But then the Backrooms came down and ruined it. I hate the Backrooms.
The Backrooms memes and all that.
It's like not scary. Yeah. Like the whole point of like, really quick side tangent. The whole point of the reason why the Backrooms is scary is not because of how many rooms you can go through. It's because of that one singular shot of just being alone in a place you're not familiar with forever and not being able to get out. So the whole idea of it being just one place forever makes it even worse, because it's like that's horrible. But then like putting all like these slides and like these extra levels just takes like it just takes like the fear out of it, in my opinion. And I think that's when analog horror like started to jump down, because then literally anyone can make analog horror now. You put like some person's face, make their smile or their eyes really large, and then pan for it, make it a VHS style, and then put like, I don't know, I'm inside your house, something like that.
No, that's so true.
And it's everyone does it. Like, you know, the sound that's like if you see someone who looks like you, that's run away and hide.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, Jay.
Have you ever seen Scream, the original one?
Yeah.
That was my first like horror scary movie, and I drive a Subaru where like the trunk opens up like that, and you know how the ending. And then I had to drive in the city, and I like had to walk a block to get to my car after watching that movie, and I was scared.
How old were you?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't like
sorry, young.
Not to
I was just like
that sounded so passive. I'm so sorry. I was like, okay, no, that's so valid.
And then I was just like scared for a little bit, but I always lock my doors as soon as I get in my car. Shout out Jennifer's Story.
Scream is so good, because Scream is literally like it's a perfect parody of horror film.
It's so good.
It's so good. That's another good movie for you guys to watch.
That next.
Yeah, I do want to see that. I haven't seen any of them.
Perfect. Every single year around Halloween, I'm like, I should watch all the Scream movies, and then I don't.
Yeah, that's okay. We watched Coraline 2 years ago. That was so fun.
That was fun. I was spooked.
Yeah, it's a creepy movie.
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk about it. I keep finding things out about my favorite media producers that like make it really hard to know if you should separate the art from the artist. And we talked about this on our last show.
It's hard.
It's so hard, because like I love Coraline, and found out from Naomi that the author is like a bad person.
I couldn't even finish the video that was detailing what he did.
Yeah.
It was like graphic, and yeah, it was a lot.
Yep. Do you guys want to recap your answers from Thursday? Should you separate the art from the artist?
I still don't know where I stand. I've been thinking about this.
Yeah.
I find it so hard, because I think I said this on the show, but like art is so personal to someone and who they are, and like I just feel like it's hard, because you're seeing like their inner thoughts, and like it consumes so much of you when you're creating something that it's kind of hard to separate them. But on the other hand, I do have things that I like that I don't like the person who made them, and I still want to enjoy them.
Right.
So it's hard.
Yeah. I know. I think I had said I'm kind of on the camp of if I have it already, the piece of media, I will keep it and I will enjoy it or just, reminisce over it. But I will not purchase it or advertise it is kind of, I guess.
I think that's a good stance to have.
Yeah. Did you say something different? I don't remember.
No, I'm pretty much what you guys said. Like, art's personal, but also if I already own it, then it's not supporting them any further.
Right.
So,
yeah. Do you have thoughts on that, Seth?
Yeah, I think what you guys said was really good, really, really smart. I guess I could just add that it can be really hard to not necessarily defend, but talk about why you want to keep using media that is made by a person who's terrible. Because you point out so many great things about it, but no matter how much you say it, the awful things that were done will always stick in the back of your mind. Mr. PD, he produced some of the most important hip hop acts of all time. The Notorious B.I.G., just to name one. However, he's obviously not a very good person, to put it lightly. So it's like, should I respect the artist that he was able to produce and the idea that he was able to produce them, or should I just look at the artists themselves and not pay him any respect? That's a hard line to walk, because you got to say, well, if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be this way. But also, he's not a very good person. Same thing with Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss was notorious for, he cheated on his wife while I think she had cancer or something like that. Yeah. He was like, there was something else about
new
like
lore drop.
there was some. Oh, I'm sorry, but he was not the best person overall. However, he's written some of the best child media ever, and in my opinion, I really love the Lorax. And I
love the Lorax.
I love the Lorax, not the Illumination movie
with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Why not?
We don't like that movie.
Side tangent again.
Whoa.
Danny DeVito is the best part of that film.
Yes.
He is.
Isn't Taylor Swift in that?
He is.
Yes.
Taylor Swift is the best part
And
of that
Zac
film.
Efron.
And Zac Efron.
He is?
Yeah, he's the main
He's the boy.
little boy.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, and then she's the red hair girl.
Yeah, she's the redhead.
Oh
My
gosh.
roommate,
She
who
doesn't
I
even
love,
sing. She doesn't even sing in the movie.
loves that movie.
It's a good
Yes.
movie.
I don't.
Why don't I thought you liked it? What are you talking about?
I don't like it. I think it's fun to watch.
I would like to see
but I don't
it.
think it's a good. I don't think it's a good movie.
Let it
What
die,
do you-
let it die,
Seth,
let it
we have
develop
literally
and
watched
die.
this together.
I kind of view it the same way I view like the Twilight films. I don't really think that they're great, but I don't really think those.
Careful.
I don't think those movies are very good. Especially New Moon. I don't think any of them are that good. Is that your favorite one? Oh, I'm sorry.
Seth, we watched the Lorax together. I literally
Wait. Hold.
Pause
Hold.
for Jace whole
Whoa,
brand.
Okay.
Like I don't necessarily think it's a good film, but it's almost like a so bad it's good for me. I think the Lorax, like the songs are fine, and like everyone thinks that the main animated guy is like hot or whatever.
The
the need guy.
Oh, the Onceler. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
But
I see that guy everywhere.
I've seen edits of him.
Yeah.
But for me, it's
are
like
freaks.
I think like almost all the jokes they just miss for
They're
me.
so funny.
And like some of
What?
the animation is just so basic. Although I will say,
It was made like 20 years ago.
O'Hare is a goated character. I love O'Hare.
Which one is that?
He's the little guy with this side part. He's like Edna.
Edna Mode. The little guy with the side
I
part?
say let it die.
Oh, he doesn't have a side part. He has
let it
bangs.
die, let
Oh,
it
yeah.
shrivel up and die.
He's a goated character. But he's not a good person.
Or are those two different people?
No, the
Those are
Onceler
different
is
guys.
the main guy, but
The skinny
old.
guy.
Skinny guy was
Is
a
that-
need.
Also,
Oh.
the opinion is that I love the book and I love the little short that was made in like the 60s or 70s. The reason why I hate that the Onceler has like a story and a face is because the idea of the Onceler is that anyone can cause harm to the climate and anyone can cause harm in general. So the Onceler can be any of our faces. So showing that he has like some hillbilly family, that's causing him to do all this just kind of takes away from the fact that it's like, it could be a hillbilly family. It could be like a family who's white, Hispanic, black, Asian.
Yeah, but
could,
the whole point is that putting a face to him makes him relatable, I think.
No, sure, but then also like it's like O'Hare, the idea of that it's just one bad guy in society. No, it's like it's all of society's part that plays into it with any problem.
But you need a face, though.
No, but for the once there, I think they should never have shown his face. I think that's what's so powerful about it.
How would they have told his backstory without showing his face?
Because the whole thing is that you imagine that face. That face is anything that's in your mind when you read that book.
I disagree.
It's a really good way for kids to understand that message without being overly forceful about it. For kids to understand this could be anybody, or to be like, I wonder who that face is. Maybe they imagine their face or their mom's face or their dad's face.
It would be crazy
You
if
know?
you imagined your own face.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't like the movie very much. I feel like it misses the point a little bit too much. But there are parts that are decent.
Now, you're criminal for mentioning Twilight also.
Newman specifically.
Because...
Not again.
Oh, that's a good smile. That's a scary one.
Thanks.
That's actually a scary smile.
Karina, do it back to me.
No, I can't. No, sorry. I'm going to get scared, though, because it's still fresh.
Sorry, I take it back. Other things that should be taken back: your hateful, hurtful, ungrounded opinions about Twilight.
I'm
Take it back.
sorry.
Thank you.
But I won't take it back.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Twilight is literally, like, I think we quote Twilight more than any other movie.
Yeah.
That's because
Jay
it's
definitely
cinematic
does.
masterpiece.
It is so funny. Soundtrack goes crazy.
Soundtrack goes crazy.
Yes.
Unironically.
have been convincing my coworker of an older generation at work to listen to it slowly by playing the soundtracks while we close, and now he's quitting, so it null and void, but that's fine.
Okay.
But I almost got him.
But the whole reason that I brought up the Lorax is because I love the Lorax. I very much love it. But Mr. Theodore Geisel is not a very good person. Mr. Seuss is not a very good person.
Forgot
So-
we were talking about that.
Sorry, that's my fault. I got a little off tangent, but the whole point is that I love that story, and I love a lot of the Dr. Seuss stories. And like I used to consider like, oh, I'll read it to my children, but it's like now I'm like, should I?
Yeah.
Am I supporting
Someone
that?
should
Like,
rewrite it. Yes,
Sounds
Jay.
like there's somebody who needs to write a children's story that and then have it
and
perhaps-
illustrate it.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
You guys should see Naomi's drawings. She has to do a children's book.
I need to work on it. The first part is due on Saturday, and I've done.
Did you decide to actually do a children's book?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
That!
oh, that's so cool.
That's so exciting.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I'm purchasing immediately.
Is that your senior
Great.
project?
Yeah. it
Oh,
is.
that's so
I
cool.
haven't done like any work on it yet.
You got time. You
do,
have so much
But
time.
I'm gonna be out of town this weekend, and it's due this weekend, so I have to do it like now.
What's due this weekend? Your project?
First 10 hours, and then when the reflection is due. Haven't done any of it.
You can do it afterwards and submit it late. I did mine late.
But I've done nothing. So
Life hacks I don't want you to know.
just don't submit it.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
we're
like-
opening the floor to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love when YouTubers say that. Yeah, what media are y'all consuming currently?
Twilight.
Okay, and wait, I
Do you
need
want to
to
explain? Do you want to explain?
First, I need to ask you this. What are your thoughts on people using Turning Page as their wedding walking down the aisle song? I see that all over Instagram.
What song is that again?
Your love is my turning
It's when they-
page.
And
It's from the fourth movie.
Didn't you want to?
when
It's from the fourth movie.
when things get biblical.
Didn't you want to use that for our lockdown music,
Don't think so. If I did, it was a phase.
or for our dance, or for our wedding dance? you wanna use
No,
our
I
wedding
think I had said it for the walking down the aisle, but that was a phase.
We're
and
over
I-
it. We've moved on.
Yeah, we have moved on.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
That was
the
a
part
scene.
where it's instrumental and it's like da, 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 da. I don't know if you know that part, but that's when like the doors open and she walks
Yeah.
out. Like I've seen it work, but I just can't not think of Twilight 4.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when we watched that all together?
What a
We
great
tried to other
time.
people, and then never finished. We were gonna watch the next one. Never happened.
That's okay. That's a core memory for me.
That's when we made NJC. That was right before you guys came over, and we're like, we need a name. And someone said, "What about our initials?" And I said, "That sounds good." And
Nice.
we didn't talk about. It was like a 10-minute conversation max.
Yeah.
We're so good at our jobs.
We
Yeah.
really are.
We're efficient.
Naturals. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, sorry, you were going on a tangent about Twilight.
Okay, so I am actually rewatching Twilight right now with my long distance best friend Margaret Edwards. I watched Twilight for the first time with her. Now we're like doing them again, like over Zoom. And so we just have the last movie to go. And I just rewatching them. They're just so bad and so good. And like I admit that they're cringy, but I also love them so much that nobody else can say anything bad about them.
That's
Yes.
fair.
Only I get to make fun of them.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
That's fair.
I love that. And why is the second one your favorite?
So Taylor Lautner has a lot of screen time. And I won't say that that's the determining factor, but I will say it is one of the biggest reasons. Also, the soundtrack for that movie goes crazy. I love Muse so much.
Yeah. I literally, when I think of Twilight, I only remember the first and the fourth. I need to watch the in-between
same.
ones.
I don't remember the second one or the third one.
Yeah.
At all.
I vividly
You're
remember.
bleeding. Oh, sorry. You're apologizing for bleeding? I guess I am. We have to get you back to Charlie. You are sort of beautiful. I love that movie so much.
That's a reel on its own, by the way.
It is.
Could get little captions on the screen.
Anyway, sorry, Seth. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say, I vividly remember like watching the trailer for it and the scene where like he jumps off the thing and he turns into a wolf, and I was like, yo, this is wild.
Ow.
I thought it was really cool, but that's all.
Yeah, I should rewatch them too, probably.
I will watch them with you
want to.
immediately. I have the box set at home.
Yeah.
Best purchase of my life.
Her profile picture on my phone is her holding up all the movies.
Oh,
After I thrifted all of them, because I was like, I need every single DVD.
nice.
course.
Yeah.
I love
It's
that.
a great time.
Yeah. You guys, so we're watching movies every Wednesday, and then we have a debrief afterwards.
I love it.
We just watched La La Land.
Did you guys like it?
I loved it.
Did you guys like it?
love La La
I love
Land.
La La Land.
Breaks my heart.
I love La La Land. Like, it holds such a special place in my heart ever since I watched it. It came out almost 10 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
crazy.
Yeah, it was
That is
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Forever ago.
Yeah. We also watched Pearl.
So have you seen Pearl?
I'm a star. Please, I'm a star. Female rage at its peak.
on this farm. She's a great actress.
star you've ever seen so I can get off this farm.
That was good. Your accent was
Are
good.
you gonna do voice acting, Jay?
Yes.
Okay.
Jay is going to do an audio drama, and we are all going to encourage her.
Please do it.
At some point, yes.
I want to add one more thing about La La Land.
Oh, yes, please.
I really like that movie a lot. And I think the reason why it's so good, I didn't like it at first because of the ending, as most people didn't like.
Right.
Yeah.
But the ending is actually so smart. Not everyone can fix a relationship. Some relationships are meant to not be fixed.
Yes, we were talking about this after the movie
Yeah.
finished,
And we're debating.
because it's not realistic, and some relationships just don't work because it's the wrong time, even if it's the right person.
Or it's just not the right person, but it was just meant to happen for growth. You know? And some relationships do come and go. Just because you break up with someone and they don't end up being your husband or wife or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship with them was a bad thing or negatively infected or negatively impacted your love life or like the person who you are.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of those moments can build you up, and it's honestly great if you can if you can go through multiple relationships and you break up with people, and those can be a lot of mutual like relationship like, you know, endings. That's actually probably the most beneficial. You know, realistically, you don't want to end every single relationship walking away from it being like, well, that was the worst thing in my life. You know, like there's I know people who go through breakup after breakup after breakup, and it breaks them every single time, and they're like, I'm such a good person, why does it keep happening to me? I think it's because they find so much of like their own self-worth in a relationship. You know, but it's like sometimes that a relationship does not necessarily have to be what completes you, but what can build you up over time.
Yeah.
And that movie, I feel, does a really good job of it.
Yeah.
That's
know.
good. Because
I
Mia
agree.
didn't need Sebastian. Well, she did for the time, but she didn't need him to complete her.
No.
You
Right
know?
person, wrong time.
Yeah. No, because after we finished it, you were curled up on the corner
I was
position.
crying.
Me and Naomi were yelling, and I was like, Jay, what do you think? And you were like, right person, wrong time.
It just
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. No, I love La La Land. So
Yeah.
much.
I
Beautiful.
knew the ending going into it, so I think that made me less upset when the movie ended. I was like, you know what? It worked out for them. And then I had my friend watch it, and she was very upset at me. 'Cause she watched it on the plane, and she was crying on the plane, and she was like, how dare you not warn me about this?
Crying on a plane is so human experience.
So real.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great movie. It's beautiful.
It really is. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so much better than The Greatest Showman.
Okay, I love that movie too. Excuse
Whoa.
me. Hot takes
I think
today.
it was the same writers or whatever. But
Is it?
or at least
Wait,
the
I need to
same
look it
people
up
who
now.
did the. Something is similar about those two films.
I agree.
But
I think it's better.
those were like those two came out around the same
I
ish
think
time.
Greatest Showman is better.
Greatest Showman was 2018.
I think they are both equally as good.
The-
Hot take, I guess.
Those two came, but those two were like the big movie musicals that came out around the same ish time, and like a lot of people really, honestly, I feel like people overdid it with The Greatest Showman. They still be using like A Million Dreams or This Is
Listen,
Me and like every single
the
commercial.
grip
Like-
that movie
like
had on me.
Same.
every commercial about like medicine has that This Is Me song. Or
It
like
does, yeah.
you know, or like
This is
any
me.
like or like if you watch like if you watch America's Got Talent, if you watch America's Got Talent, if it's a group of people who have gone through it, like they're most likely going to use that song. And it's just because it's so overdone. And in my opinion, it's not even one of the better songs off of the soundtrack. And I think that La La Land just has a better soundtrack.
It does.
I
I
think
have to agree.
Greatest Showman is like a lot more pop, so therefore it's going to be a lot easily digestible for certain people, you know? So it's like it makes sense, you know? But I think La La Land, I think it's so much better.
good. Unfortunately, guys, The Greatest Showman, the actual guy was not a good guy. So
Yeah.
I fear.
But
This is my one exception.
What if we rewrite the stars and say that you were made to be mine?
Whoa, wait. What if that song's
Let me
intention
keep
was
this
to
apart.
get the attention off of the original story?
Say.
Hot take, they should have rewrote the song because it's not good. Oh,
I
got 'em.
have to disagree.
I don't
Like
like
you're
the
just
song.
wrong.
hot takes
You
from
were
you
just
tonight,
wrong.
Seth.
I'm sorry. I no, incorrect.
No, the song is good. The movie overall, I like it, but it's not my favorite.
it's
I really like the choreography though in From Now On.
That
I really like
that's
That
that scene
song
is
makes
really
me
good.
cry.
Yes, I love that one.
I got a karaoke machine for Christmas, and we played The Greatest Showman, and my dad and I sang karaoke to it, and it
That's
was
so fun.
really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great movie, and you're wrong.
So stop being a hater.
Yeah.
The Greatest Show is a great track too. That's really good.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
And dude, like there are parts of that movie that do make me cry. Oh my gosh, what a vine pull! That was such a crazy pull. Oh my
Thanks.
gosh. It took me a minute to think.
Got all of them stored up here.
All of them.
Like that movie, there is one part that like really gets me. It's the part where like they're up in like the blankets and stuff on top of their roof, and I'm gonna spoil the movie, and they're like spinning the thing that's like showing like little pictures of people walking or stars and stuff like that. And he asks his daughter like, what do you want for Christmas or whatever? And she's like, I want to marry Santa Claus.
yeah.
And then her other daughter's like, I want ballet slippers.
Then
Dude,
he
that scene-
cheats on his wife.
And
Okay, yeah.
And the
no,
crazy
I
thing is
wasn't
that
I wasn't down for that.
in real life, Jenny Lind had no type of romantic connection to him at all. She wanted to do it
made
for
it up.
charity, and he was like,
Oh.
and like it's.
I don't know if I believe that.
Listen,
it's
I know
true,
nothing
though.
about the real people because I feel like it'll make me not like the movie, and I love the movie, and I'm protecting my peace.
So it sounds like you're separating the art from the artist.
Yeah, I am.
Which is so
This
valid.
Is
'cause
my
me too.
exception.
You are the only exception.
Paramore is great. Side tangent.
Is
Love
that a
them.
movie?
Paramore the
band.
band?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
in the business
I
of
love
misery. Let's take it
them.
from the top. She got a body like an
Misery
hourglass, ticking like a
business.
clock. Matter of time before we all freak out. And I thought he was mine. She caught him by the mouth. He waited 8 long months. She finally said him. He's sorry.
Karina's face
You
looks
might have
so.
heard
I'm
that.
so
confused.
impressed.
You might have heard their song.
They're in Twilight.
I should be over all the butterflies.
That's
yeah,
them?
that's Paramore.
Sorry, that's really embarrassing, guys. Actually,
No, you're fine.
So I am currently reading 2 books, Obsidio, the 3rd book in a trilogy, my all-time favorite trilogy, and it's actually taking me months to finish. But I'm working on it, and it's really good. And I'm also almost on 5 Survive, which Naomi recommended, and it's just as good as I thought. And I have been trying to guess all the plot twists.
I've been wanting to read that one.
I like it.
And then what I'm writing a novella for my senior project.
Yes!
And I have 7 pages
I'm
out of
so
200.
excited.
You got
so
it, girl.
I'm struggle busting my way through that.
You got it.
Very excited. Shout out Jennifer Story. She's going to edit the thing for me. So thank you for that.
Nice.
And I don't think I have any critiques. The weather's getting warmer. And by warmer, I mean it was like 30 degrees today.
That's warmer.
So I was a fan of that. And I have been a big fan of listening to albums in order recently. Thank you to Naomi.
In order.
Shout out
So
so
you
much
never
for
do shuffle.
Stardust 2023 album by Fall Out Boy. You're really getting me through it.
So
Real.
never shuffle.
No, I think that like when an artist makes an album, like they put those songs in an order for a reason, and I just feel like respect. Like there's like
Sorry.
what?
That's what I've been saying.
Like there's like it's like fun to shuffle things, but I think if you're like starting to listen to an album for the first time, you should listen to it in order, just like get the grasp of the concept. Especially with Hozier's Unreal on Earth, April 26th, 2024 album, goes crazy. If I'm wrong on those dates, edit that out. That would be embarrassing.
I still gotta listen to that. Okay, as far as books, I'm reading a lot. I'm reading
Per
the fourth.
usual.
Yeah, reading the 4th Harry Potter book because I haven't actually read them. I've just been lying my whole life and saying that I've read them, so that's embarrassing for me. Then I'm reading a book called 1,000 Ships, which is about the Trojan War, but only from the female's perspective, because like the Odyssey focuses on like Odysseus and stuff like that. And it's very good. It is extremely tragic. So I'm on page like 80, and I keep having to stop and just like collect myself and go back to it. Great book though. And then I'm reading another book called The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and I hate it, but I'm 60% done, so I have to finish it. So it's
You
just
don't have to.
no, I have to. I'm too far in, and I bought it.
Yeah.
And then as far as watching things, I'm watching Supernatural, which if you know anything about it, it's 15 seasons long.
Bruh.
I just finished season 5 on Sunday with my best friend. Love her. She's making me watch it.
Shout out
I'm
Molly.
struggling. I love her. She's great. Anyway, that's everything I'm consuming right now as far as media. Not
Love
many
it.
critiques.
I feel like I just haven't had time to read, and that's okay.
And that is
okay. Can't be judging
We did
myself.
okay, rapid fire real quick. We were going to talk about we were talking about it the other day, how we just feel forced to, our society is very like rewards people based on how much they can get done, even with hobbies and consuming books and TV shows and movies. And I miss just doing hobbies and not feeling pressure to race through them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
I don't
critique.
remember the last time I felt like I didn't have to race through a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've given myself like label of reader and writer, and if I don't do enough of it, I feel like I'm not good enough to be reader, writer, creative.
Yeah.
Not
I
healthy, but
agree.
that's where we are.
But that's a good mindset, though, that you have of like you recognize it and you're trying to actively work towards slowing down, even if it's not going as fast as you would like.
Well, I was watching a YouTube video and they talked about that, and I was like, that's so right. It wasn't my own original thought. I'm trying to work on it, but also I want to finish a lot of books this year. So
No, but that's
There are two wolves
encouraging.
inside of you.
they're both strong. Yeah.
That's encouraging, though, and I think that's a great place to end because we always talk about burnout, and we just did an episode or a YouTube video
Which was
that's
so
YouTube
good.
exclusive about grind culture and workaholism in your 20s and in your college experience. So, yeah, it's been a topic of conversation for a while because it's something we're struggling with, and it's always helpful to know that people are struggling with it too, and you don't have to feel alone in that. And there's no pressure on yourself to be the most creative or to, like you said, like label yourself under your creative hobbies. You can just do the hobby, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great place to end.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. I love you so much, and I appreciate the impact you've had on my life and my creative insights. I feel like you guys have just poured into me in that way, and so I love you, and I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts for the fans?
Go watch Twilight.
Watch The
Write
Greatest
it
Showman.
down. Write it down. Give us your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, be sure to check out our live event, whether you're in person in the area or whether you want to join the live stream. I'm Carina. You can find me at Carina_B04 on Instagram.
I'm Seth. You can find me at its_DANEYL on Instagram. You can find us at _introvert_city on Instagram. We also have a TikTok, and this, if you're watching it, you're watching on YouTube. So you can comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you turn the bell on. Thank you guys.
Turn the bell on.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye,
homebodies.
homebodies.